Hello, my loves. Dina here. No fear, just flow. So my story, some of you know, is that I was an atheist for most of my life. And as an atheist, I enjoyed all of the worldly sins. And that was how I comforted myself. And when I found God and gave my life to Jesus, those things stopped being enjoyable for me, and I started living with the fruits of the Spirit. Now, I'm not judging anybody. Everybody has to do what they want to do at their time on earth, and what one person's sin may be another person as pleasure. I don't know. I'm not judging. I am just saying that for me, I don't think we talk enough about the transition from being a non-believer or someone that doesn't give their life to Jesus to then giving your life to Jesus, and what that looks like, and how as a result you lose a lot of people. And you have to be willing to let go and let God, and that means that God is going to clear your space, clear your table, and that transition time in between, when you're waiting for your new people to show up, and when you're learning to live without the things that once gave you a pleasure or distraction, that there is a difficult time. For me anyway, I'm just being very honest that I am finding this time to be not boring, but also not fully peaceful. I just sat with God a lot, and I talk to God a lot, and I wonder, I know that He has plans for me to prosper, and I know that He has wonderful intentions for me, and yet sometimes that knowing gets quiet, and sometimes the life gets a little bit sad or lonely, and it's okay, because I know that I have God. I do. And I know that my body is my temple, and I am grateful for the knowing that I want to fill it with good things and good experiences. But I think often the reason that people don't transition and make the jump from the secular world to the world of Christianity is that there are a lot of things that you have to give up. There are a lot of things that don't align with you anymore when you have God first. And so that's where I'm at right now, is I am living in a world where I don't align with my old world, and yet I'm just baby stepping into the new world. And so I think that it's important that we, reach out and support each other. Church is a great way to meet people and to feel that sense of community, but yet it takes time to be accepted in your church. You don't just walk in one day and know everybody. And so, you have to get to know people, and that takes time. And, turning off the TV because so many things are dark. They just are. Then, that was a distraction, or not scrolling through your feeds the way that you used to scroll through them. And so, when you commit yourself to God, the changes are immense, and it's a slow moving river. It is. It's just floating in the knowing that, everything is going to work out. And that's where I'm at right now. But I also think that there are probably other people out there just like me who have committed to a new way of life, and they're in that waiting period. And so the waiting period is sometimes the hardest place to be. And so I'm just sending out love and prayers to everybody that's in that waiting place of knowing that you've made the right choice, knowing that God is in fact the answer, and that, walking like Jesus is the way. However, you don't get to just jump in and be fully immersed. So be patient with yourself and know that once you quiet your mind and pray more and complain less and really stay guarded against the ways of the world that tend to be dark. I mean, there's a lot of darkness going on. There's a lot of people caught up in the darkness. I'm just sitting in the ground, grounding my feet. So, I think there are many different worlds going on right now. So which one are you focused on? And I think that if we all find our way to God and Jesus, that we get to experience heaven on earth. That's the goal. And so give yourself some loving, pray to God, and remember that you are a divine child of His creation, and that you are loved, and that you are worthy, and that you don't need to do the things that make you feel bad. You don't. You are so much worthier than that. So work on your worthiness wound and know that you are loved. Surprise, okay, surprise me, I love that. But subscribe, or comment, and I'm open to hearing other people's experiences. And maybe you're having the opposite. Maybe you walked away from God and now you are enjoying the secular world, and I'd like to hear from you on that too. Just know that you are loved and light, and everything's gonna be all right. No fear, just love.